So, how do we use our mind to pull us to success? A lot of times we visualize and have these goals of these things that we want to accomplish, but oftentimes circumstance meets us and we struggle to get to where we want to go. Whether it's a fitness goal, whether it's a relationship goal, or whether it's a financial goal, oftentimes the reality of our circumstance keeps us trapped and stuck. How do you use your mind to pull you out of your circumstance and deliver you to your goals? We're going to talk about that right now. I'm going to break down how I think about this, how I've used my mind to pull me to success, and how you can stop using willpower to try to get to where you want to go, and you can use internal pulling mechanisms to get you to naturally fall where you desire to go. So whether it's a fitness goal, you want to lose 15 pounds, 30 pounds, you want to build muscle, whether it's a relationship goal, you want to connect with somebody, get different relationships, deeper relationships, or whether it's a financial goal, maybe you want to pay off some debt, build some financial strength, buy assets that produce cash flow, grow your cash reserves, whatever it is, it's the same mechanisms at play. I'm going to give you 3 steps that you want to follow, think about, and give you clear, practical, tactical applications that you can use to help you on your way. Let's get into it. I'm going to share my iPad with you and do some drawing. So we get Art Class with Will. I hope you're ready. If you're listening to this, I'm going to describe these things verbally to you in a way that's still going to help you paint pictures in your mind. If you want to watch this, then we are on the Ubis Tubis, which is Latin for YouTube. But let me make this a little bit smaller. I don't say that very often, but we're going to say it now. Okay, so how do we use our mind for success? One of the first traps, one of the many traps that we fall into is animalistic. We act a lot like animals. And let me explain what I mean by this. So oftentimes when I'm talking with people about hitting their financial goals, whether it's increasing their business income, increasing their business profits by keeping more of what they earn, by going out there and buying assets that cash flow, anytime we start to implant new ideas into somebody's mind, oftentimes the trap of circumstance prevents them from believing that's true. Let me explain. So this is you, and you are stuck in your little bubble. So it's just imagine a stick figure inside of a circle. That's you. That is the trap of circumstance. However you spell circumstance. So the trap of circumstance is everything around you. It's the world that you can see. It's the reality that you operate in. It's real. You're in it, you can see it, you can touch it, you can feel it, you can taste it, you can smell it. That's reality. Oftentimes, because that's what we can see, we can't imagine anything outside of that. That's the deer in the field eating the grass. That's the environment that they're in. That they can't visualize beyond that. You have to be very careful of using or allowing the trap of circumstance to keep you stuck. So let me give you some examples on this. I'll often teach and talk about buying assets that cash flow, whether it's a rental property or a self-storage facility. And you can start to see people's comfort levels, or anxiety levels rise and increase and rise and fall as I'm describing some of these things. If I talk about going out there and buying a vending machine for $100 on Facebook Marketplace, stocking it with candy, and placing it at your local storage center or your local like Home Depot or something, people can visualize that. Oh yeah, $100 for a vending machine, candy makes sense. Anxiety levels are really low. Belief levels that they can do it, belief levels are very high. Then I jump into, maybe let's get into a multifamily complex, a 4-unit multifamily fourplex located in a state outside of where you live. Instantly, how do I manage it? I don't even know. I've never been out of state. Oh my gosh, never flown on an airplane. I've never been to that state. How do I know? Wait a minute, time out. Anxiety is coming up. How do I manage a 4-unit? I've never done this before. Or numbers. Hey, we're going to look at a $14 million mobile home complex park, and this is a project in the state of Florida. Anxiety levels come up. You can see this happen as I go. So the trap of circumstance, the circumstance that I am in. Hey man, I'm working a full-time job. I've got a wife. I've got kids. I'm trying to get by with everything that I can. I've got an okay 401k. I've got $200,000 in home equity. How on earth am I going to jump to a $14 million mobile home park project in Florida with little old me in Arkansas? It's hard to do that because of the circumstance that you're in. So I'm going to give you 3 steps to pull yourself out of circumstance and get to where you want to go financially. Okay? So step number 1, we don't act like animals. Because we are humans, we have big brains. We use our big brains to visualize and pull ourselves to where we want to go. Here's what I want you to think about. Inside of your brain, inside of your head should be a brain. Some of us have small brains. You've met those people. Some of us have larger brains. If you have the ability to understand that there is a future, and there's a future version that involves you in it, we are going to use that part of your brain to imagine what your future is going to look like. So we are going to use your brain to have a vision for the future that you desire to have. This is what makes you a human. Don't operate like an animal sitting in the field only looking at their environment. There are grass, there are trees, there are what I can see. Use your brain like a human and see beyond your circumstance to a brighter future that you possibly could have. Think about it like this. One of the ways that you can visualize a financial future or a successful future, whatever category of life we're talking about, one of the ways that you can visualize a financial future that you desire to have is to see that somebody else has already attained it. If somebody else can do it, so can you. One of the powers of the internet, the Googles, the AIs, the ChatGPTs, the Geminis, is to go there and ask Gemini, ask ChatGPT, ask AI, ask the internet. Here's my circumstance. Insert circumstance. Can you give me 5 to 10 historical examples of people that have achieved more, here's my goal, have achieved more than my goal and had less opportunity, had less resources, had less than what I have now? You will be shocked at the historical examples that you will find of people attaining more than you desire with less starting position. They've started further back in the race than you have, but yet they've attained more. It's not what you lack in life that determines where you go. But if you never see what is possible for you, if you can never visualize a future that is brighter than your current circumstance, how are you ever going to make that happen? What we are doing here is laying the groundwork for step number 1, which is your intention. So step number 1 of this process of using your mind to pull you to success in 2026 and beyond is to visualize the future that you want. What do you want it to look like? And I'm not talking hippie woo-woo, we're going to stop here. And if you think it should appear. That's not how this thing works, which is the other 2 steps we'll get into in a minute. But it's using your brain to visualize a financial future. Let's get a little bit deeper into this. Any survivalist? If you're a survivalist or you've done any training in survival, obviously we need food, we need water, and we need shelter. But before that, what if we lose? What is that thing before that we need? You got to have food for sure. You got to have water. Yep, you got to have shelter. I get it. But what is the thing before that? That if you lose that thing, you won't even seek out food, water, shelter. You'll give up. You'll stop trying. What is that thing? It's a 4-letter word. In survival training, they teach you that if you lose hope, you've lost it all. This is step number 1 of any goal. You must develop and build the hope and belief. If you don't have hope in survival situation, seeking food, water, shelter, you won't seek food, water, shelter. You will stop. You will give up. You will go, this is my time to go. We have to instill hope. How we instill hope is to visualize what that future could look like. I can use logic. I can see that other people that have come before me have had less and achieved more. Therefore, if they can do it, I can do it. Okay, I'm starting to see how the road's possible for me. They had less money, they attained more. They had less support, they attained more. They had that. Got it? Okay, so now I'm starting to work on my belief. I can see the logic, I can see the train, I can see people do it before me. Intention. Where do I want to go? Intention are the glasses that you look through and how you view this world. You're going to put on your intention glasses. Maybe the intention for 2026 is freedom. Maybe we break it down to one word. Maybe it's action. Maybe you've been stuck in analysis paralysis for so long. You're just frozen in fear, like that deer. Looking around, what can go wrong? What if I make a major mistake? What if I lose it all? We've got to, maybe your word is action. I got to take action. Doesn't matter what the action is, I got to move in a direction. The intention is the lens in which you look through. Of the fogginess of you trying to achieve what you desire to achieve. I've got all these emotions. I've got all these things that are thrown at me. I've got fear. I've got overwhelm. I've got a boss. I've got family. I've got kids. I've got demands. I've got all these things that are being thrown at me. The intention is the clarity lens that you put on to look through everything. Okay, if my intention is to get freedom, maybe that means freedom of time. If my intention is to get freedom, then I put on my lens. And I go, okay, this thing that has crossed my desk and it is shiny object syndrome, is that going to get me closer to my goal, freedom? or is it going to be further away? Wrong, not doing that. It's not going to get me closer. It's the lens which gives me clarity on the actions that I need to take. So intention is number one. What is your intention? What do you want to accomplish? This is the first step on using our mind to pull us out of the circumstance that we're in and into the future that we desire to attain. So whatever goals, whatever dreams that you hope to accomplish, intention is the framework of the foundation that we use to pull ourselves out. So number one, I visualize the financial future that I want. In this context, the financial future. What do I want to have? How big of a bank account do I want? What do I want to own? Do I want to own real estate? Do I want to buy assets? Do I want to be out of debt? I start to define these things. I start to visualize these things. Then I set an intention. Now when I set the intention, here's what we're going to do. We're going to back this up with number two. I'm going to back this up with action. So let's take one context, one example. Let's say that your objective, the visual future that you have, is that I have income produced from assets, rental properties, self-storage, multifamily, laundromat, whatever your thing is, income produced from assets. That income from the assets is going to cover my expenses, therefore I can stop working. That's my overlying goal and objective, and that's the financial future that I picture. Okay, I picture and visualize that I'm going to attain that thing. So that's the visualization. Now it's instilling hope. I go, okay, I can see myself doing this. I'm starting to get it. I see other people do this. I put myself in an environment where the expectation of the group matches the goal that I'm trying to attain. So the group pulls me to where I want to go. Okay, so I'm seeing it. I got it. I'm starting to feel hope. Okay, so now I set an intention. My intention is to find these assets that cash flow. I want to focus on self-storage, hypothetically, laundromats, whatever. I want to focus on self-storage. So my intention is to get freedom of time. I'm going to do that through the vehicle of self-storage. Self-storage is going to be the asset that I'm going to focus on. The action, step number two, the action that I'm going to take is I'm going to evaluate storage. When I evaluate this storage, I'm going to request the financials. Can I look at your profit loss statement? Can I see the cash flow? Can I look at the net operating income? How long have you owned this thing? Why are you selling? Is it divorce? Is it death? Is it distress? What's going on behind the scenes of this asset? Now I'm going to take action. What is my action? Now I set a goal associated with the action. My goal is to evaluate, whatever your goal is, 1 to 3 storage deals per day, per week, per month, whatever your speed that you want to operate at. So I've got an intention. I've got a visualization. I'm instilling hope. I've got an intention. I know what I'm trying to get done. And then I'm going to put action behind that. But here's the crazy thing. Here's how you use your mind to pull you out. This is like, and it's also the trap. The crazy thing is, this is you. You are stuck in this cage of circumstance. This is the cage of circumstance. Oftentimes people stay here for their entire lives. I've worked this job for 30 years. If I stick around for 10 more years, I'll be able to retire with a pension and it'll give me a $50 watch at retirement. The cage of circumstance has kept them trapped. Well, I just can't see myself doing anything differently. I've done this my entire life. What would I do? That cage of circumstance, that is the trap we have to break free. How you break free is by using your mind to pull yourself out. I visualize, I set intention, I back it with action, then I shift my identity. Think about this. Now, the ironic thing is that if you view yourself, if your identity, if who you are is the person in the circumstance. I've been a plumber for 30 years. It's hard to see myself owning self-storage. It's hard to see myself being a YouTuber. It's hard to see myself doing insert new thing here. Now that cage of circumstance becomes a trap because your identity is associated with it. So what we have to work on is disconnecting and disassociating your identity, who you are as a person, from who you've been your entire life. The circumstance, that cage. I'll give you an example of this. 2 examples. I'm naturally a hairy guy. I'm just hairy. And I grow a beard really fast. So it's easier for me to keep a beard than it is for me to shave a beard. So I just keep it and I just grow it and then I trim it and I just, it's easier. It's just so otherwise I'd be shaving every 10 minutes. And ain't nobody got time for that. So very quickly on, I've had a beard since I was 12, dude. I came out of the womb and I was hairy. And you're like, who is this monkey? Oh, that's my son. Hey, that's my boy. And the one time, like, I shaved and I was bald and I looked at myself in the mirror, I was like, who is that guy? I realized very quickly my identity was connected to the beard. Anybody with facial hair knows what I'm talking about. Any ladies that have worn the same haircut for a long time or dressed the same way for a long time, your identity now becomes connected to the grooming, to the beard, to the not beard, to the mustache, to the long beard. One of my friends, one of my business partners, Weird Beard. Weird Beard has had a beard for so long. He's got like a ZZ Top beard, like down to his like belly button. He's had a beard so long, his identity is associated with that beard. He shaves the beard, he doesn't know who he is anymore. Who am I? Give you a different example. I've got friends of mine that are police officers. They've been police officers for 40 years. They retire. One of the hard things to do is when you've been a police officer, your career now, not beard, not grooming, not haircut, not clothes, now career. They've been a police officer so long, it's hard to disconnect. They retire and they go, what do I do with my hands? I don't know what to do, man. That's hard. Their identity, I'm a cop, I'm a police officer, is associated with their career. So when they retire and they quit the career, what do I do now? That's going to happen no matter what in your life. You're going to go from young, man, I'm an athlete, baby. I can sprint, I can jump. Who wants some? Man, my back don't work like, my neck, my back, my neck. Your identity is going to naturally, aging is going to cause you to have to shift your identity. You want to get good at disconnecting from identity. What is my identity? And I'm going to give you some identity ideas in this video that I think can help you. But what I want you to understand is we want to disconnect our identity. We want to get away. If I want to get out of a circumstance, that's not my identity. That's not who I am. Intention, action, identity. This is number 3. And then we're going to put all this together. However you spell identity. Intention, action, identity. If I begin to take action, in this example, of evaluating 2 to 3 self-storage facilities per day, per week, whatever, if I start evaluating these, very quickly, because of these new actions that I'm taking, my identity shifts. Let me give you some examples. Let's say that you go to when you start out, you're like, I want to lose weight. To lose weight. I want to lose weight. That's an identity. So what do you think this means? If somebody says, I want to lose weight, what is their current identity? They're trying to say the future version of me is going to be less heavy. It's going to have less weight on it. What does that mean about the current version? That means the current version's got some weight on it. Yeah. So what is that identity? Is that a positive identity or a negative identity? I want to lose weight. What are you actually saying? You're saying you're a little fat. I'm a little chubby boy. Okay, all right. That's one identity. Well, I can't just say I'm slim and trim and I'm built and lean. If you look in the mirror and there's a disconnect, you're like, I can't look in the mirror and give myself an affirmation that's not real. I'm slim and trim, lean and mean, look at me. No, I'm not. In the back of my mind, I know I'm lying to myself. But my intention, my action will shift my identity. But then let's take this same person and they go to the gym. Let's say they go to the gym 3 times. That identity is starting to shift. I went to the gym the first day, I feel like an imposter. What are all these machines? What do they do? What's that thing that spins around and somebody just runs on it? That's a a treadmill? Huh, that's interesting. I feel like an imposter. I feel uncomfortable. I feel like I'm not even my own skin. That's the feel. You ever felt that? That's the feeling of shifting your identity. Going from somebody you weren't to somebody you are soon, or somebody you are to somebody you aren't. Let's say I go to the gym 3 days in a row. My identity is starting to shift. It's still uncomfortable. I don't feel like safe in this environment. These weights are weird. They're really heavy, by the way. Oh my gosh, why am I sweating so much? Then you go there, let's say 3 weeks. Now you're starting to develop this routine. Okay, my identity's shifting. Now I'm comfortable in this environment. This is my routine. I'm here every day at the same time for 3 weeks in a row. I'm seeing people, I'm making connections. Now this is my routine. My identity is shifting. It goes from, I want to lose weight to, I go to the gym. To the gym. I'm a gym member. Like there's different ways to frame this. But now how do you see it's different than, I want to lose weight? That's a future version. What does that say about you? To, I go to the gym. I'm a gym member. I go here. Where do you go to the gym? Oh, I go to, you're jumping on it. You're jumping out in front of it saying, this is what I do. 2, now Let's say 6 months later, 9 months later, a year later, 2 years later. Now your new identity permanently instilled and stamped on you is I'm an athlete. I'm an athlete. Like, this is what I do. My diet's tight, count my calories, maximize my protein, I know my macros, I show up to the gym. After the gym, we go play basketball. After basketball, that's different. You see how that, let me give it to you differently, okay? If you shift the identity, an athlete doesn't have to worry about intention or action. If I can get you to identity, and that identity is shifted, and that identity is connected with who you want to be, you naturally pull yourself to your goals. You don't have to willpower this. Intention with action pulls you to your new identity. When you get to your new identity, you stay stuck in the thing you've desired to accomplish. Okay, let me give you some more examples. Let's say you overhear somebody say, I'm trying to quit smoking. Trying to quit smoking. You walk by and you overhear that. Oh, no thanks, I'm trying to quit smoking. What is that identity? What is that saying? Oh man, I'm trying to quit. No thanks, I'm trying to quit. Have they quit? Are they not a smoker? No, what is that identity? Oh man, they haven't really quit, have they? Let's compare it to another person. And they say, I don't smoke. So same input from the environment. The environment said, hey, you want a cigarette? Hey, you want a cigar? I don't smoke. No thanks, I don't smoke. What is that identity? Which one of these people, person one or person two, which one do you think is going to quit smoking? Like going to be completely done, never touching a smoke again? One or two? Ah, man, I'm trying to quit. Man, I'm trying to quit is based in willpower. Ah, no. What if they have a couple of drinks? Ah, man, let me get a cigarette. Come on, baby. See that willpower just drops? Or a couple of repeated, like, hey, you want to try, smoke? Yeah, I'll take one. The other person, I don't smoke. Why do you keep asking me? Stop asking me. No, person two, I don't smoke. Why are you asking me so many? You're weird. What are you doing? Don't ask me to smoke. I don't smoke. You can do what I don't do that. You see? That's what we can get to. So there's 3 things. Let's summarize this, and then we'll get out of here. Number 1, let's break this down into a couple of things that we talked about. We want to visualize. What separates you from an animal is that you have a brain. And you want to use your brain in the right way. You want to use your brain to serve you, not to harm you. How you use your brain to pull you to where you desire to go, it's a magnet force that pulls you to where you want to go, is you visualize the life that you want to have. What does that life look like? Then we're not just going to hippie woo-woo, throw this against the wall and say, call that manifestation, and say the universe or God's going to put it on your plate, because that's not how it works. But I do need to visualize that it's possible. If I don't believe at this moment, I want to back that up by understanding that other people before me have done this. So I can go to the internet, and I can use the internet to help me see that people like me have done this before, or people less than have had less money, have had less opportunity, have had less education, have still attained more than what I desire. Therefore, it is possible my belief begins to rise, proving my visualization is actual and factual. Number 2, then I set an intention. Intention can be a word. Intention is going to be the glasses, the lens in which you look through. So intention, for example, I talked to Dawn earlier. Dawn's amazing. What was her intention? I wrote down the word, freedom. For 2026, Dawn's word is freedom. Everything's related to freedom. So whenever something approaches her in her day-to-day, stuff gets busy, things happen, approaches her in her day-to-day, she puts on her glasses of intention and she evaluates. Is this something that's going to serve me or harm me? Is this going to serve my intention of freedom for 2026, or is this going to set me back? So freedom, hey, I can take this money and I can purchase, there's a great car that's on sale on Facebook Marketplace. It's a Porsche, it's for $3,000, and it was normally $27,000. She's like, hey, that's a great deal, lens of freedom. But I'm trying to get financially free, and I'm trying to get this debt paid down so I can take the $3,000 and pay down the debt instead of the car. Freedom's you see how that's a decision maker? You don't have to do any thinking. So now I have my intention. It's the lens in which I look through. I want you to think about this. Intention is your course corrector. It's been said that airplanes, I'm not a pilot, but I do like airplanes. I do like spaceships. It's cool. It's been said that airline, like when a flight takes off, it's like off course 97% of the time or something. Did you know that 46% of all statistics are made up? Anyway, so the airplane's like off course a lot of the time. And most of the autopilot is just course correcting. Why is it course correcting? Because as a plane's flying, it's dealing with all these environmental elements like wind and this other stuff. And so like it's constantly course correcting. It's constantly course correcting until it gets to its destination. Intention is how you course correct. I put on my lens, freedom, 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 freedom. That's how I evaluate. Thought pops in my head. You can't do it. You're a loser. Wait a minute. Lens. That thought doesn't serve me. Get the hell out of here. Freedom, 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 freedom. Porsche, $3,000. Not earned. You see? It clarifies your decision making and what you need to do. Number 3, we take action. When we take action, it's going to reinforce our intention and build, number 4, our identity. And this is where stuff sticks. Identity. This is where stuff sticks forever. When you shift your identity, and your identity is now the person you desire to be. You go from, I want to lose weight as my identity, to, I'm an athlete. Totally different people, totally different identities, totally different thoughts, totally different intentions. Think about an athlete, for example. An athlete, how they think, like a professional athlete. An athlete has that same lens of intention. My intention is to get a new contract. My rookie deal is going to expire soon. My intention is to get a new contract. I want to land a new 4, 5, 6-year contract after my rookie deal expires. So the identity of athlete has the lens of intention to get a new contract. Therefore, when your boys call you and say, you want to go party in Las Vegas, we're going to get crazy. Run it through my lens of intention. Want to get a new contract. No, thank you. That does not serve my goal for the end of the season. Clarifies it. All you want to do is identify where you're trying to go. Visualize it, set an intention, take actions, and it shifts your identity. Cool? I'm going to do a part 2 on this. Let me know in the comments if you dig this, if this was cool, if this is helpful. I'm going to start dropping more of these things. I really want to dive deep into the psychology of money. Psychology of money precedes your bank account getting bigger. Wealth is built in the mind long before it's built on paper. I hope you enjoy this. We're going to jam on these a couple more times. I love these lives. I love doing this. And these are just some thoughts that I think that have led me to get to where I want to go financially. And hopefully you can learn something from this too. Cool? All right. Peace. Let me know in the comments if you dig it.